of the game. We'll get a mic to you. Please raise your hand.
Do you like how they ran and just your overall first thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a scrimmage. We haven't done pick and roll defense, you could tell. We're still figuring out transition defense. But what you found out is you saw Dominic. Now you understood I had to trap him so he wouldn't go for 50 today. So I had one team trap Calipari because he was going to kill him. He had 10 and 8, I think, at half. You had Dominic. How did Dominic play? He belongs. There's that other kid, that big long kid, Derek Willis, who has no conscience whatsoever, just lets it go. Played well. I thought our big guys did well, our guards did well. Andrew, whose knee's been bothering him, probably shouldn't have played today, and I told him that, but he wanted to play. Hopefully he'll be okay for tomorrow. James Young is what he is. That's what you saw today. What James Young could be is, forget about just scoring the ball and getting to the rim. He can really defend. He comes up with balls and steals. And, I like the fact that we defended without fouling. The officials came up, and especially the SEC official, and told me that, this is the best I've seen. You got your hands up, your body, and you're not, we don't try to foul anyway. That's not how we play. I thought it was good. And we're a shot blocking team, so these rules got to play to what we do.
Cal, you talked on media day about Julius and adjusting to that role on the perimeter. Is tonight indicative of the progress he's made?
Yeah.
He seemed to be pretty good with the ball.
And what was really good is he wasn't getting the ball early, and he just played. And eventually he started getting it, and he walks the guy down, makes a foul line jumper, makes his free throws, gets to the basket, and he even missed about 3 layups, or he'd have had 6, 8 more points. No, he's really good. He could really pass. That's the biggest thing. I look at him and say, man, he can pass. And again, they want to talk about Aaron. You can see Aaron is really good. Whoever's made this thing that one of them is way better than the other is crazy. And I'm coaching them now. And, Alex is better. Willie is better. Jared did not play as well as he has been playing, but he played well. He made shots down the stretch, and Johnny Hood had played better. The intensity seemed to be kind of high in there. Again, it might be because there were that many people for this kind of game.
Coach, that starting blue lineup tonight, is that the lineup we might see, starting lineup we might see game 1? And how do you think those guys
Here's what I would say to you. When you looked at what we did, you kind of got a picture of, wow, you got this guy, that guy. But what about Derek Willis? Where does he fit in here? I mean, and then you look at, well, what about Marcus Lee? He's pretty good too now. And then you look at Dominic and say, wow, well, I'm not going to play 11 guys. So it's going to be, there's a little bit of a dogfight. We've got to figure out how we're going to do this. We've got to have a little plan about it. And then everybody's going to have to buy into what we're doing and their roles on the team. I'm trying to get Alex, and I think Alex is playing better. Be a finisher. You're not a play starter. It's not what you are. Don't put him in a position to start plays. Put him in a position where he can finish and get to the basket, or he can make a jump shot. Let him be a play finisher. And he's buying into that, and I think he played more comfortable today than he has in a while.
So are those blue starters your probably starters, though?
Don't know yet. They were pretty good today, though. But Andrew has to, he's going to have to be able to practice and stuff. He's been hurt. So.
Cal, when you're marking it up, which was more impressive, Julius's dunks in the first half or EJ's dunk on him in the second half?
EJ put a helmet on him, so that'll be a picture in the hallway. I was happy for EJ. EJ's done well in practice, and he's not getting a whole lot of time on the floor. But the time he was out there, you watch and say, you know what, he can do this. So I was happy for him, even though he didn't let Todd get a basket. Shut him out there at the end.
Along those lines, after he got dunked on, it seemed like the teammates were having a lot of fun with Julius, sort of ribbing him, giving him a hard time.
Yeah, they did after, too. They were laughing.
How has the chemistry evolved? You've talked about these last year's team didn't know each other. These guys
They really like each other. But, we got a whole season. We got to get dinged up a little bit. We got to have, like I said, you can't compare how you're playing to somebody else. Just be the best version of yourself. If someone goes for 30, don't have that affect how you think or play, or you just can't on this team, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. Because there could be now that you saw, was my statement an exaggeration? You could have as many as 7, 8 guys do that. And so you know, if someone's doing it, you can't let it affect you. Just play basketball, defend, rebound. We got to be, if we're going to be what we want to be, we got to be a better defensive team. And I'm starting to zero in on defense. I'm telling you, from the 18th till this date, we just started defense. I did no defense prior to.
Now, there was a play in the second half where Marcus Lee blocks a shot and he throws the outlet away, and Aaron and Julius went right to him and really gave him an earful about it. Is that
no? It
what you
wasn't
want
an
to say?
earful. What happened was he thought he was still on the white. He thought he was on the white team, so he outletted to the white team. He did it twice, and that's why I said, "Don't worry about it, just play." But he's fine. He did some good things. I mean, we're not helping helpers right now. So when we leave to block, we're not pinning down enough. We're not, you know, obviously pick and roll defense, even our post defense until we trapped. I like picking up the ball, Dominic picking up the ball, Aaron and Andrew picking up the ball, and then playing off that. I like the fact that we did not foul, and we're driving on every possession, folks. It's not like we're running patterns. We're driving. So in that game, if that was a 40-minute game, there were about 60, 80 drive attempts. And to have 20 fouls between your teams is pretty incredible.
Cal, what kind of things are you working on with Calipari's game? I mean, any specific areas?
Running, getting to the weak side rebounds, pick and rolls where we're looking lobs or post-ups from there, flying down the floor, beat everybody down the floor, and he does it. He has improved probably as much as anybody on our team, if not more. But Dominic's done that, Derek's done that, they're playing with confidence, that's what I want. You know, they're all playing with confidence. Now we got to lock down defensively, make it a little bit harder.
John, with regard to the officiating and what you've been saying, you had officials in practice as well. How much did that help you tonight? And is that something you can do periodically throughout the year?
We do that. When we scrimmage, we'll come in and we'll bring officials. And we try to get college officials to do our scrimmages. And then the whole time they're calling, every time a hand goes down, they call it. They call foul. If you stop a guy from cutting where he wants to go, they call foul. And we can all, you know, again, if what I'm hoping is the entire season, this is how the game is called. You see a little more free-flowing instead of checking a guy or hip checking a guy or grabbing a guy or, you know, hands up in the air and I ride you out of bounds. All that stuff, you're done now. You can't play that way. So, you know, and we all get it's what the rules are. But hate to tell you, it's what the rules have been. They just haven't enforced them. Now they're saying they are, and it's good to see.
I know you generally like your teams. Do you like this team more than, say, at this point last season or 2 years ago? Over here.
Where? This is so early, and yeah, these are a great bunch of kids. They're all doing what we're asking them to do. Got to be more focused, a little more concentration. I'm going to do some things the next 2 weeks that every time we scrimmage, and we've done more scrimmaging than I've ever done in my life as a coach, in any time in my career. We're scrimmaging probably half the practice, if not more. 3/4 of the practice are scrimmaging. We're going to now have winners and losers. So someone runs. We're keeping score, but we're not doing things. So I may give one unit a 12-point lead, and we're playing for real. Now, you're down 12. You want to win or lose? And you're up 12. You want to win or lose? What are you doing? Whoever loses runs. So we're going to do that from here on, and I need that competitive spirit. They showed it today. I saw the competitive spirit. It's in there. Now they got to play that way every moment, or someone else got to be on the court.
Cal, obviously you guys like to get out and run and those things, but what dimension does it add to you when you can do what you did at the end of that first half and go 4 straight, possessions, dump it to Calipari down low and just have him sort of bulldoze people?
Yeah, that's why we got up 20. The reason I said we trapped him, I said, Calipari, you got to understand, if you're playing like this, they're trapping you. Now you got to learn to play through traps, which we have not taught him yet. We haven't done anything with it because we haven't played that kind of defense. So I think he was terrific today. But he's been like this, you got people walking in our gym bragging about him like, holy cow. So I'm proud of him too.
Coach, the guys that played the most minutes seem to be getting up an equal number of shots. How impressed are you with how unselfish these young guys have been so far?
For this time of the year, it's been good. You know, the guy, who would you think in our scrimmages has been shooting the most balls?
James Young.
Takari Johnson. And he says, they never throw it to me. You're getting the most shots. And so every scrimmage that we've had, and what we do is we take the stats of the scrimmage every day, and it goes to their iPad so they can see the stats. They see theirs and they see their teammates' stats. The reason is you got to be held accountable. The stats indict you. Now the film convicts you, but the stats indict you. And so now you're looking and all of a sudden Dakari gets 26 and 18 and you're playing the same position as him. You start thinking, I got a little problem here. Yeah, you do. So we're trying to chart and make sure we keep these guys hungry and competitive. But I'm like I said, I'm really pleased with this part. This is a scrimmage against ourselves. We didn't even play anybody. So, but you're right. We share the ball. We appear to defend half decent without fouling. The one thing you may not have noticed, you'd have to have a really good eye to notice this, we're really big. Like really big, like 7 foot, 6'10", 6'9", 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", and then your guards are 6'6". What? I mean, we're really long and big, so anything else? Thank you.